All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the finale of the first story arc of Kingdom of the Kael Isles. This is my custom RPG. The people below me are the ones that were not smart enough to say no when I said, hey, would you mind creating characters and then letting me control whether or not they live or die? To very quickly bring anyone up to speed that hasn't watched the past 2.5 years of this game, there is a government ruled by Eladrin. They are xenophobic and mean. These guys are trying to overthrow that government and have had various adventures doing that. They met talking spiders in one of them. And got to fight a kraken and all these cool stuff. All of it coming together with them storming the Eladrin capital in an attempt to overthrow the leader of the Eladrin Empire, known as the Council of One. Last episode, they had found kind of a backdoor into the Platinum City, which is the Eladrin capital, and through what I considered a very clever and interesting puzzle, they were able to make it all the way into the Council of One's chambers. And when they got there, the Council of One greeted them, and that's where we ended it last time. So, to get you guys back into it and kind of set the scene. Again, you guys were teleported into a very large circular room. The room itself is pure white, and it's hard to tell what it's constructed out of. It's not really metallic, but it's not really stone or wood or any material that you guys are aware of. It just kind of exists. The room itself is roughly about 200 feet in diameter, with at the far end of the circle there is a kind of semicircle of 13 thrones, one of which is elevated above the other 12, and behind those is a large machine that has been described to you guys. It is the machine that the Council of One has been using for years, centuries even, to prolong his own life and to drain the life from everyone in the Kael Isles. So, as you guys came in, you could see in each one of the 12 lower thrones there is the desiccated husk of a person kind of strapped into it. And looking a little bit closer, you guys notice the bodies themselves are... They look drained of all life, but you can see their chests rising and falling. So they seem to be still alive, though in a perpetual state of extreme agony. But on the 13th throne sits a man. He looks relatively young, though with elves in general telling their age beyond, like between the ages of about like 30 and 100-ish, they really don't change that much physically, so they're very hard to gauge their age. But this one looks like he's in the prime of his life. He seems, he's wearing this gold and silver armor, and on his back, before I say the wrong weapon, I'm going to look, because I actually have stat blocks and everything. I actually prepared for this.
Welcome back.
On his back, he has a great sword that you guys can't really see, but you can see the hilt of it peeking out over it. And you can see the pommel itself looks at first to be made of gold, but as you look at it, you notice that as you move your head a little bit, the color shifts. And it's obviously metallic in nature, but it's a metal unlike any you have ever seen before. Fade, to kind of bring you up to speed, there's 13 thrones, 12 of them lower, 13th one higher. Council of One's on the higher one. He's wearing gold and silver armor, has a great sword, and in each of the 12 thrones, there is a desiccated husk of a body, but when you look closer, you notice that their chests are rising and falling. So these desiccated husks are still alive.
Okay.
Though looking like they're in a perpetual state of agony. So as you guys all kind of get your bearings on everything, you hear, in a very ominous way because of how it echoes off of the very large room you're in, well. I would say I'm surprised to see you all, but after watching you for so long, I can honestly say nothing you do surprises me anymore. However, it seems rude to not allow you the satisfaction of surprising me and giving whatever heartfelt speeches you've prepared for this moment. So go ahead. I guess I should probably start by saying, well, this is certainly a surprise. Your line.
Go fuck yourself. Let's kill this bastard. We're rolling initiative.
Okay. As Avok starts to run forward, first things first, do any of the rest of you guys want to do anything as you see Avok? I'm assuming, Avok, you either have your axe ready or are unsheathing it and running forward.
My axe has been ready.
Okay. Because you guys are, again, he's about a good 150 feet away. Because you guys teleported in on the opposite side of the room that he's sitting in. Sound just seems to carry very, very well in here. So knowing that information, is that still your plan of attack to...
We might want to get a little closer first, but I don't know that Avok would think that. Probably not.
Again, I am giving you a rare chance that I wasn't sure if I explained the layout and everything. You don't have a map in front of you, so I'm giving you a rare chance to, now that you have all of the information, is that the action that you want to take, or what?
I need to look at something, but Avok's running up, I'm sure.
I never said it was running up. I was just saying rolling. I was...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just... What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm going to Frenzy Rage to start, so that's happening.
Okay. So Avok has already... You guys can see Avok is already done with any sort of conversation or anything. You can see the veins on his neck start to pulse. You can see his arms start to bulge, and his eyes go bloodshot as he lets out this deafening roar. Anything else the rest of you guys want to do?
Where is the machine?
It's behind the Council of One's throne. It's a relatively large machine. Like, it takes up There's about 50 feet behind the throne. It takes up most of that portion of this circular area. Like, it's massive.
And remind me, we know that there's specific places on it that we're supposed to hit, but do we know that we need to wait until a certain time, or?
You were basically given the rundown of this is how the machine works, and these are the various ways you can stop it. And he did mention that if you're going to hit it, these are the places you can hit it that won't make it explode.
Right.
Most of those comments were directed towards Avok. But you guys know that there are quite a few different ways to turn this machine off. Breaking it is one of them. It is not the most delicate, and there is always a chance that you will hit the wrong thing and end up not only killing yourselves, but killing the entire population of the Platinum City, as well as a large portion of the Kael Isles themselves. Like, the explosion is not going to be small if this thing goes supernova. So you guys know a lot of different ways that you can turn this machine off using your various different skills. So Avok is going into a rage. The rest of you guys.
What can I tell about the people in the chairs? Can I tell?
What kind of things are you trying to find out?
Like if they have weapons on them, or if they seem to be magical in some way, just kind of like to gauge what's coming at us.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. We'll start with that, and that will give you a little bit of information.
Is it possible that I can help?
17.
Yes, ma'am.
You can make a similar check, but we'll get to you after I tell Willow what she sees. So looking around, you notice that the bodies themselves are dressed in various clothing. Some of them are wearing armor. Some of them are wearing robes. You can see some of them actually have weapons that are either leaning against their throne or have fallen onto the ground near the throne. All the weapons and armor and things like that you see are rusted, are definitely worn and practically useless looking from what you can just visually see. So that's basically going to take up your turn. Avok rages for his turn.
Sure.
You've done
One
that.
question.
Oh, yep.
Just distance-wise, one end to the other, the semicircle, is it filling the whole, I guess,
No,
side of
the
room,
semicircle
or?
itself is only about 50 feet in diameter.
Okay.
So there's like I have to do math now, 125 on each side of the semicircle. Because it's a 200, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm right. It's a 200-foot in diameter room, and the circle is in the very center. It's only about 50 feet wide.
Oh, so it's in the very center. Okay.
It's in the
I was
it's
imagining
in the
along
back
wall.
center. You know, it's in the
Sure, but it's off center, but not.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, so 50 feet.
from like side to side. If you're looking straight at it, side to side, it's in the dead center. Front to back, it's only about 50 feet away from the back wall of this place. There's
Got
a
it.
lot of
Okay.
unused space in this
Sure.
room. You're thinking whoever designed it, not an interior decorator. Fade Kata, do you guys have anything you want to do in the 6 seconds it takes for Avok to go into a blind rage?
Kata first, but I do.
Oh, God.
You can choose to get more information like Willow did. You can choose to prepare yourself using spells or abilities or anything like that. Or you can just kind of wait to see what happens. Kind of prepare yourself as opposed to being kind of proactive like Avok is, where he's gonna go in and make the first move. You can be reactive if you want and just kind of see what happens and react to that as well. So what would you like to do?
Would we need direction to hit the specific points to hit, or
Again, you guys have basically been given a very, very quick how-to on this is the machine. This is how you can turn it off. So you all
I
know.
meant more Avok and I.
Yeah, both you guys know what you can do in order to turn it off. You have to be next to it in order to do that. You do know that. But beyond that, I'm not going to really get into the specifics because I haven't come up with the in-game technology as to how it works.
Sure.
I'm just going to say that there are certain roles that you guys can use to turn it off, and you're going to have to succeed a number of times in order to do that between all of you. So, as far as specifics, if you have a specific idea in mind, go ahead and give it to me. I have an idea on how the machine works. Explaining it is not worth the time. It really isn't. It's my brain is bizarre enough that I built a machine that works in a magical fantasy setting where the laws of physics don't actually apply.
Is it possible for me to use Guardian of Nature as my action and then transform into an Earth Elemental as my bonus?
Sure. I don't actually remember what Guardian of Nature does, so you're going to have to tell me.
Okay, let me pull up the spell for you. Oh, wait a minute. It's a bonus action. I'm an idiot. I'll just transform into an Earth Elemental then. I'm an idiot.
That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So you guys watch as Willow is sitting there just surveying the scene and kind of, you can see her taking mental notes. Avok is raging out. Kata, you notice, just start growing larger and larger, and her skin becomes rough and then erupts into rocks and things like that. And you suddenly see this large, hulking earth elemental standing next to you. Fade.
I would like to look at Willow, cast Sanctuary on her, and say, we've got 1 minute to save the world. Let's do this. And I'm going to try to position myself in between Christopher and her.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to maintain that throughout the entire fight. Just putting that out there.
Gotcha. All right. So,
And one last thing.
Sure.
Remember, everyone, that we still have our telepathic bonds. So if you want to do any planning and not have everyone hear us, we can.
Okay.
Yes. As long as Christopher doesn't have the ability to...
I mean, he might.
Read our minds.
But at least the other ones.
Yeah.
So, as you guys do that, and he sees you guys not really, waiting to talk, just he's like, well, seems like I've sorry, my brain is not working right now. Seems like I've overestimated you yet again. In that case, perhaps you'd like to meet my friends. And he extends his arms, and you see the 12 thrones start to glow. And you see this kind of golden shell form around each one. And a beam of light goes from each one of the 12 thrones to the 13th throne. And you see this massive wall of golden energy kind of appear, protecting the golden throne and the machine behind it. And as you guys are sitting there, you see two of the figures start glowing, and you see these golden forms appear on top of the desiccated corpses. And I need a D12.
How many disintegrates get cast at us?
Oh God.
I'm glad that's the first one that happened. I need to do this. Okay, so I'm going to move you over here so I can actually see. So the first one, you see the closest, most thrown to you guys. You see the corpse is sitting there, but this kind of golden figure kind of inhabits the corpse, and you see this person stand up. It's an Eladrin, but it is the tallest Eladrin you have ever seen in your life. He stands easily a good 7 feet tall. Massive shoulders, fully muscled. You can see that he's wearing furs and kind of a loincloth with shorts. And he has this massive... what does he have? I have to look at this. I think it was 182. Is that what it was? Because it wasn't the right... I should have written down page numbers is what I should have done. That's what a smart Dungeon Master would have done. I just wrote down the names because I'm stupid.
149 for the weapons chart.
It's not a weapons chart. It's, I have another way to do this. That's not the one. That's the one I want. Cool. Easy, 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 easy. What's the charge rating? Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, it's in the wrong book. That's why. It was the wrong book. There we go. Oh, yes. So you see him. Get up, and you see him carrying this massive. Looks almost like a meat cleaver, but it is at least 6 feet long, with like a handle attached to it, large enough for 2 very large hands. And so he sits there, and he takes this massive cleaver off his back. This kind of gold image, looks at Avok and just kind of squares his jaw. He goes, and starts slowly moving towards you. And then also, okay, that turns into, you see, oh, I don't have enough room for these books. Too many books. I comes after H. And it's not a giant. There we go. You see from the throne that is just to the left of the throne that the Council of One is sitting on, you see, again, another kind of golden form appear over on top of the desiccated corpse, and as it raises up, you can see it's got these bracers on, and it's got these loose-fitting clothing, and it stands up and goes, and just kind of gets into a defensive stance. And I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh God. Oh, wonderful.
All right.
We're going to start with Avok.
21.
Willow.
19.
Fade.
Sorry, it is a total of 9.
Kata.
I rolled even lower. 4.
All right, so as you guys are getting ready, Avok, you seem to be just slightly faster than these guys. Just primed and ready for battle. I'm going to put some hit points in here so I don't forget. What would you like to do, Avok?
Okay, so the people that were on the 12 thrones, they have like golden.
There's
images.
basically a shell around each throne.
Gotcha.
And from this shell, there's a beam of light that is going from the shell to the 13th throne. And when it impacts there is this big wall of energy that's kind of blocking off the 13th throne with the Council of One on it and everything behind him, including the machine itself.
Right. I understand that part. It's the images that not the shell. The are the people on the thrones popping up like the guy with the cleaver? Like
the guy with the cleaver, the corpse is still on the throne, or the body is still on the throne. But you see this kind of if you've ever played Dark Souls, you just kind of see this golden, almost translucent person that starts on top of the corpse, being in the exact same position, and then gets up.
I see.
And you notice that next to the first, leaning against the first throne, there is a very rusted, damaged-looking weapon that looks identical to the one that this golden figure is holding. So the corpses are still there, they're still breathing, and there's a shell around them.
Alright, how far is Cleaver Boy from me?
About 120 feet.
God.
Okay, I got a lot of moving to do. Alright. Okay. Actually. Okay, Avok is going to move towards Cleaver Guy. He's going to use just his 40 feet of movement.
Okay.
And okay, I think he's wise enough to realize a possibility here. He's going to take one of his last two javelins, and he's going to huck it at the corpse on the throne behind Cleaver Boy.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll then.
It's at disadvantage.
I was about to say, it will be at disadvantage. You're a little bit too far away.
I know. But I just want to test with theory. Okay, that's some lucky ass disadvantage. I rolled 2 16s plus my what's my range stuff. So that's a 22.
So you guys watch as Avok runs forward. He starts pulling this javelin out and kind of takes a hop, step, leap, throw, and he just hurls this javelin with all of his might. And at first you guys think that he's hurled it at this new being standing there, and the new being kind of sees that too, and he takes the cleaver and he twists it on its side, and it's wide enough that it could very easily block the javelin, but the javelin doesn't hit him. It goes and it collides with the shell on this throne, and you watch as it collides with it. The shell itself kind of sparks for a little bit, and the javelin ricochets off.
Okay, I see.
So that was your action, your movement. Do you have a bonus action?
Cleaver Boy's a frickin' shell as well. Okay, this is gonna be annoying. This is gonna take a while to kill these things. Okay,
Scared.
don't be, we'll be fine. Bonus action wise, I can't do anything for bonus action, so that's my turn.
All right. Next up is going to be Willow.
Okay. So clarification on Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Would summoning something count as a spell that affects an enemy creature.
I'm going to say if you summon something and it attacks another creature, Sanctuary will fall.
That's what I figured. Okay.
The summoning act itself won't do that, but as soon as
Sure.
one of your summons makes an aggressive motion towards another creature, that you're attacking at that point.
Sure. So what I will do then is...
Now, again, one thing I do want to point out, and I didn't point this out for Avok because he probably wouldn't do it. You guys can use your turns to try and figure out how the rest of the system works. Again, you got a basic how-to of how to turn off the machine. You have no idea how these thrones work, how the corpses on them work, how these shields work. All of that is information that if you're smart enough, or you can come up with a plausible reason to use another ability score, you might be able to figure out different ways other than just beating every one of these guys to a pulp to finish this. So
Sure. Well then, alright, so the two that have kind of woken up, let's say, are the two that are directly on the sides of the Council of One?
no, the first one is the if you number the thrones starting on the left,
Sure.
the first throne and the sixth throne are the ones that two people have risen from.
Okay. Then I'm going to proceed. My movement right now is 35.
Okay.
My stone towards the direction of the 12th throne, so away
Okay.
from them. So in that general direction. And I definitely want to try and start figuring out how the shield situation works.
Okay. So what specifically would you like to learn? Try to figure out the throne shells, the big shield itself, the energy going between them. You're gonna have to be a little bit specific.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of info here.
Let's start with the throne shells.
Okay. Currently, you're still a little bit far away
Okay.
to be able to examine them too closely.
Sure.
So if you want to make an Arcana check, that will take your action, but it's going to be a relatively high DC in order for you to kind of glean any information, just because of how far away you are.
Okay. I'll do it.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check.
13. I rolled a
There-
4.
It's obviously protection magic.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Beyond that, and you got that as soon as Avok's
Yeah.
javelin just ricocheted off, doing what looked like nothing to the shell. Beyond that, you're too far away, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it then.
All right. What is his speed? Really? That's not right. We're going to change that. So the guy that came up and did one of these things moves forward. And he's going to move up to next to this other guy and just kind of stand there patiently waiting and kind of go like that. You can't. There we go. Kind of go like this. And then get into a fighting stance again. That ends his turn.
Oh,
Then it actually goes to Fade, actually, yeah. Because I rolled awesome for initiative.
I think that I'm gonna get up to the edge of this the energy barrier in front of Council.
So you are currently about 150 feet away from him
And
when
I'll
you
move.
start your turn.
Sure. I'll move 30 feet or so in that general direction again,
Okay.
keep an eye on where Willow is, just trying to intercept hits, and I think I will cast Bless on a lot of us.
Okay. You guys are close enough that you're all within the field of effect. Is that a D4?
Yeah, it's a
Everybody?
D4, and I'm going to upcast it so it gets all four of us.
Okay.
And does it stack with ceremony?
Yeah, ceremony's a duration effect.
Sweet.
And then I think that's it.
All right, and that is a concentration spell.
That one is yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It's the big guy's turn. The big guy sits there and he's holding his large axe, and he just barrels forward, coming to Avok. Gets up to him and gets right up to his face and just kind of snarling. But it looks like it used most of his movement to get there. And as he sits there, you hear from behind the Council of One go, "Oh, that's not enough. Go ahead, take a strike." And he takes a swing at you.
Oh dear.
I have the wrong sheet out for him. And I have to very quickly see what the wording is on this, because that will change what he does. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So he sits there and he brings this massive cleaver down on you. And that's a D12. Well, it's a 19 on the first one.
That's...
Well, that's just the die. That's... okay, so grand total of 26.
Ouch. Wait, 26.
I totally did this wrong. Never mind.
26 to hit or 26 damage?
26 to hit. You take 11 slashing damage.
Halved.
And he does that on his first turn, and then he gets another attack. That's going to be a 17. No, 19.
That hits.
You take another 11 slashing damage, and then one final attack.
So he's a frenzier as well.
Another 11 slashing damage. So he comes up and he just goes boom, 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 cutting into Avok pretty seriously.
Ow.
And that ends his turn. Next person up is our good buddy. And he is going to just... yeah, he's going to take out... he's going to stand up, pick up a short bow that's nearby. He's going to pull back, fire on Avok. I think he's going to have disadvantage for this because you're just a little bit too far away.
Who's attacking me?
The Council of One.
Oh.
Yeah, he gets to
he's
do cool
referring
shit
to
too.
a short bow. I'm a little surprised with this.
I think it's toying with us.
Wait,
So the first one is going to be 10. I'm assuming that misses. He fires a second shot. 17.
just hits.
6 piercing damage. That, as it hits you much harder than you think it really should. And you don't half this damage.
You fucker.
The other dude that just is swinging at you, that you halved.
Alright, so he can circumvent my goddamn resistance.
This is not
And
good.
that was Council that shot you just now?
Yep.
Council
Yep.
just-
And his arrows seem to go directly through the barrier because he's still behind it.
Yeah.
by the way. Stupid camera. Just so you guys know.
So that ends that. The That brings us to Kata. Kata, you are up.
Okay, is the fighter close enough for me to get to?
What's your speed?
To him.
30.
Yeah, you're definitely close enough. Avok only moved up 40 feet, so.
Okay, I'll get up to the fighter and do 2 strikes on him if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
He's a big dude, though. It's weird because I don't think you've done the Earth Elemental thing before, but you're taller than all your friends now because the Earth Elemental is a big creature. He's on eye level with you.
I'll actually do. I'll move 25 feet because the reach is 10 feet.
Okay.
But I probably still mess with this first hit. It's 13.
Yeah. So you sit there and you swing. Is this a punch or something?
Yeah, it's a slam attack.
So you sit there and you swing your massive rock arm, and as you go forward, he just brings this giant cleaver up, and hitting it is like hitting a door, a wall made of steel. Like it just impacts, and you actually.
Oh, wait a minute! I forgot to add the d4s. I think.
I believe it's attack rolls, right?
Yeah, attack rolls and saving throws for bliss.
So go ahead and add your d4.
Okay. 16.
All right. So with that, you impact the flat of his blade, and again, it's like hitting a steel door, but you kind of muscle through it, and it smacks himself in the face with the flat of his blade. Roll damage.
Okay. That's 50 points of bludgeoning.
You said 15?
Yeah, I did.
That's easy math for me. Cool.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do? I think you have multi-attack.
Yeah, I do.
Make your second attack.
Yeah. That's a total of 20.
Definitely a hit. So you come up and you, after doing that, he kind of moves the blade out of the way, and you come back again with another smash of your giant rock arms.
All right. 30 points of bludgeoning.
Is it 13?
Yeah.
I keep hearing, like, when you say that, I keep thinking you're saying 30, and I'm like, shit!
Okay.
All right.
My turn.
Cool. That actually ends the turn. It goes back up to the top. Avok, you have a friend.
Yeah, I don't want this friend, so 3 attacks against him.
Seems really, really friendly.
There's only one barbarian that should be in this room, not this guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a fighter.
Alright, that's a 27 to hit. I'm sorry, regardless.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it doesn't really matter once you get to the 20s.
Yeah, fair. Alright, so what am I working with here? Yeah. Okay, so 12. Nice. Okay, so 12. That's my rage damage. 15 plus 9. That's 19 points of damage on the first hit.
Damn.
Alright. Second attack, that's a 27 to hit, so.
Another hit?
That's. Crap, low. Alright. 2, 3. 11 points of damage for the second hit.
All right, so you guys watch as Avok sits there and swings once, and he kind of cleaves into this spectral figure. You do notice the spectral figure is not bleeding. It has no blood.
I figured.
But you are cutting deep into this thing, and it feels real to you. Like when you cut into it, it feels like you're cutting into flesh. So 2 big swings, 2 really big hits. I think you get a third one.
I do.
Okay.
That's
Have these been regular or reckless?
This has been regular.
Okay.
This is a 21 to hit.
That's another hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's pretty good. 17 points of damage.
All right. So with a third one, you cut into him, and you can see this kind of spectral something kind of dripping out of the side of his mouth. And while he's not bleeding, he's definitely looking pretty bad off. He's breathing very heavily, and doesn't seem to like you much. Anything else you want to do with your turn? I think you only have your movement left.
Yeah, but I ain't moving, so that's it.
All right. That brings us to Willow.
Alright, I'm gonna keep moving. I can go another 35 feet.
Okay.
How close does that put me towards, I guess, through
You've
12?
moved 70 feet now. It was 100 feet away, so
Right.
you're about 80.
Still pretty far to figure things out about it.
It's
So-
easier than before. It's still very difficult. Again, very complex magic that you're observing from afar
Sure.
in a battle situation.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Conjure Minor Elementals
Okay.
and make 4 ice methods
Okay.
and kind of position them so they're more of a barricade between us and the Council of One and command them to protect.
Okay. They normally roll their own initiative for conjure spells.
Yeah.
We are going to say that they act on your initiative
That's fine.
to make things easier on me. And I need you to keep track of them because I will not be able to.
I have something open for them, so we're good. Yep. So, right now, rather than attacking and losing Sanctuary, I'm just having them there as kind of more blockades.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys watch as Willow sits there and makes some sigils in the air, and you see 4 what look like little demons made of ice just kind of appear in random spots, forming a little bit of a wall. They're very, very small,
Sure.
so they don't make much of a wall, but they do kind of line up and kind of prepare themselves, and you hear,
They can also fly,
yes.
so they can be staggered.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I think that's all I can do.
All right. Seeing that, you hear the Council of One goes, well, this certainly doesn't look like it's going to be very sporting now, is it? Perhaps more of our friends should join the fray. That number doesn't count. Okay. I thought I rolled a 6 twice. I'm like, that's impressive. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you guys see the 9th throne. Again, a figure start to move. And this one, significantly shorter. Probably no more than about like 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, shit.
As he gets up, still all of these are Eladrin. As he gets up, you see him draw a pair of short swords. Kind of flip one around, twirl it around his hand, and get ready. And it should be in this book.
That's gonna hurt me. Keep the hell off me.
I realize there's an archer in here. Yeah. He is going to... Math is hard. Yeah, he can do that. Yeah, he runs up fast as physically possible, and Avok, you suddenly realize there is a short, kind of golden glowing Eladrin standing right next to you, who attempts to plunge a short sword into your side.
Don't hit.
17.
Fuck. How much sneak attack damage does this guy have?
You take a total of 21 damage.
Ow.
But you can have it.
That's good.
And then he comes around with another slice of his short sword in his offhand. That's only going to be a 15.
Misses.
All right. And then, quick as lightning, he comes back around for a third. 20.
That hits.
That's only 7 damage.
Right.
So, shing, 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 shing. Massively quick. And that ends his turn. That brings us to Fade.
So, obviously, I was running up towards them.
Yep.
Is there any cover in this room?
It is a big old empty room. The most cover you're going to get is the thrones themselves. Everything else is just a large kind of half sphere of a room.
All right, then I'm going to stop my advance, and I'm going to cast Life Transference to Avok. So I'm going to grab my holy symbol and basically drain my life force and throw 40 points of healing to Avok.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that a spell?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where is that? That's got to be Xanathar's.
It is.
That's Grave to me right there.
That
it's,
is cool.
It's 48 damage to me and double that in healing to a target within 30 feet.
Wait, how much do I get?
40.
Okay.
So you guys watch as Fade sits there and clasps his holy symbol. And Fade, as you're holding the holy symbol, you sit there and you squeeze it, because it's your shield as well. Mm-hmm. You squeeze it so hard that you actually cut yourself. You can see the blood start running down his arm. And then he sits there and just points his arm, the non-gauntlet arm, at Avok, and this beam of indigo light goes and smacks you in the chest, and you watch his wounds start to close, and you feel this burst of strength.
And then
that is a badass spell.
The encounter with my father prior to this on the way in, I leaned over his body and said some words and stuff. Would he have a family signet ring or something that I could have grabbed?
Sure.
All right. So
yeah, signet ring would make sense. You guys were a noble family.
So shield cutting in my hand in one hand, and that's just kind of holding up in front of my face, just getting ready to get dunked on by these giants. Okay. And the other one is kind of I'm just looking down at the signet ring.
Well, only the one in front of Avok is really tall. The other ones look like normal Eladrin. This is like the steroid infused rock version of an Eladrin.
Fair enough. Just kind of looking down at that signet ring, just gritting my teeth and understanding it's going to take some pain to get through this. And
all right,
I'm done.
All right. Seeing that happen, yeah, the one that's kind of dancing around runs directly towards Willow. What is your spell save DC, Fade?
It is 17. It's a wisdom save.
I don't think that's going to be high enough. Do you have good wisdom saves? We'll find out. Actually, just barely enough. So he runs over, and you see him kind of make some hand gestures, and his speed increases dramatically as he just dashes directly towards you. Willow, did you have these ice methods in between you and this person, or the party? And
it was supposed to be the party and the imposing people.
So he runs. Does the party include you? I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he runs past, and as he runs past them, he's moving so fast that they don't even get a chance to react. Okay. And he comes up, and the first thing he does is just comes forward with this punch right at you.
Oh, hang
Point
on.
of order.
Yes?
Can I stop my advance to stay near her? Can I try my roll against you
Sure.
to block this?
Sure. I got to roll the attack first. Now, Sanctuary, if I remember correctly, I have to roll a wisdom save. If I meet it, I can attack, right?
Yep.
Just
That
Otherwise,
hits
you
her.
attack somebody else.
So it's a 21 is his first attack.
Yeah, that would hit me.
So Fade,
I need to try to block this attack, so I roll an attack roll,
Yepers.
which is 1 plus. All right, come on, dice. Nope. Oh, wait, I'm blessed. Oh, this has to be good. 21. So I met it,
So you met it. Okay. So you guys
so I blocked
watch.
the attack.
So you guys watch as he comes forward, and as he comes to strike you, Willow, Fade comes up and just kind of elbows his punch, and the punch connects directly with his gauntlet. And you watch him just sit there, and Fade, you feel not just the hits, but you feel some other energy behind it go straight through you. And you're shaken a little bit and taken aback just a little bit by it. And after he hits, he gets stopped by you as a reaction. He pulls back and comes around with a hook kick and tries to actually kick you, Fade.
So question. Can I just read the wording on the thing?
Yeah, sure.
If it meets or exceeds the enemy's attack roll, you block the attack, but lose your action for the next turn because I'm grappling him. So does that affect this attack?
Theoretically, if you are grappled, it just means that he can't move anymore.
Okay, that's fine. I just don't want him getting closer to her. Okay.
So he technically is still within reach of her, but if she moves, he will not be able to.
Okay.
So I am going to go ahead and he's going to try and take an attack against you. And I think that's going to miss because that's only a 17 or an 18.
Miss.
All right, so he sits there, and he comes around with his hook kick, and you just bring your shield up, and you hear this clang, and again, you feel not only the impact of the blow, but something else, some other force of energy hits and kind of dissipates throughout your body, but you feel it. You get the feeling that there's something behind his punches and kicks beyond just physical force and martial prowess. That ends his turn. However, the Council of One goes, well, that was rather upsetting, isn't it? I think he should try again. And so, with these words, you see him with a burst of speed come with a knee directly at your head, a flying knee.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad he gets advantage on this one. 21.
That hits.
So as he sits there and he connects with the side of your head, not only do you feel the physical blow, but you instantly develop this unbelievably severe headache. You take 11 bludgeoning damage and 13 psychic damage.
Ouch!
As he connects with the side of your head.
What's this?
Okay. We gotta try to concentration check here.
Oh, and I just realized I don't have his hit points in here.
So it was 24 damage. Half of that is 12. So I am still
Just-
blessed. Yep.
Everybody is still blessed.
Yep.
Hashtag blessed.
Ooh.
I had to. I'm sorry. It's a contractual obligation. That ends his turn. That brings us to Kata.
Okay, so this barbarian is still up.
Yes, he is.
Okay, 2 more sticks.
Please, I'm out of one.
I'd say 21 to hit.
Definitely a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. Uh, 14 points of bludgeoning.
All right, so you sit there and you wind up and you hit him again. This time he doesn't even try to block. He's breathing so heavily that as you hit him, you just boom, and it takes him down to one knee. But then he slowly gets back up. He gets his giant cleaver and prepares, and he looks like. And as he does that, he takes a swing at you.
This guy's a higher level barb than I am.
He's actually not a barbarian.
Fighter.
Well, that's a nat 20.
Oh God.
I will make that a not crit, but it will still hit.
How you have that ability?
Yes, 5 times.
Nice.
Show off. Okay. So it just.
So
all right,
it's still
you're
a
gonna
20
have
on
to
the die, but it just doesn't double the damage.
That is cool.
It's called Death's Door.
I'm gonna say I'm not particularly fond of your class at this moment. Especially since it's a freaking earth elemental. I'm gonna have a hard time killing it anyways. Well, that's gonna do 11 slashing damage, which I believe you half anyways.
Yes, I do.
All right.
So that's 5 or 6?
You always round down.
Okay, so 5.
Yep. So you take 5 damage as he attacks you in reaction to you punching him in the face. He looks like he's on his last leg, though.
I'm going to attack again.
Go for it. Damn, canceling crits, dude.
That's an 18 to hit.
Definitely a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. Uh, 15 points of bludgeoning.
All right. So as you hit him, you smack him, and you feel some resistance, and then there's no resistance. And he shatters into. He looks almost like he was made of glass, and he shatters into hundreds of pieces that kind of evaporate into nothingness. Anything else you want to do with your turn? There's still the short dude with the short swords nearby.
I'm gonna let the rogue come to me.
Okay.
I'll end my turn.
All right. You guys watch as she hits that. The shell surrounding the first throne shatters as well. The body is still there breathing, and the beam of light is still going towards the 13th throne. That ends that. Goes back up to top of the order. And seeing a less than advantageous position. The short guy, seeing a big dude with an axe and an earth elemental there, kind of jukes his way out and runs away.
Disengages.
He disengages.
Damn it.
And seeing the Mephits there, he runs up to the first one, takes a swing with his short sword. That's going to be a 21.
Yeah.
7 damage. Is it still there?
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. It's even higher. Another 7 damage. Is it still there?
Yep.
Third one. 18.
Yeah.
Another 7 damage.
That knocks it, and when it explodes in a burst of jagged ice, and the
shit,
creature
forgot
needs
about
to
that.
make a DC 10 Dex saving throw.
You'd have to roll on that once and miss that.
It's okay. He still takes half damage if he succeeds.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Evasion like a boss.
Yeah, he saves. So as it explodes, you watch him kind of jump into the air and flip, and none of the shards of ice
Well, no,
affect
he
him
takes
at all.
half damage.
What?
He evaded, sweetie.
Oh, he evaded. Never mind.
Yeah.
I missed that. Sorry. Okay.
He has evasion.
All right. That makes sense.
It's a rogue.
Do I lose Sanctuary? Because that was an innate. It burst. It wasn't an attack.
It didn't technically attack,
Okay.
but theoretically, I think you lose Sanctuary as soon as you get hit, don't you?
No.
Nope.
It's when she makes an attack or
Gotcha.
the minute.
I haven't been hit yet.
Yes, you. Oh no, you haven't.
Nah,
But I wouldn't have
dog.
lost anyway.
Nah, dog. Nobody's getting to my gnome.
All right.
So one down.
That ends that. Avok. You got two folks over by closer to your gnomish friend and Fade.
How far is the unprotected, desecrated body now from me?
It's still about 80 feet. Because again, you didn't move. So he came to you.
Parry the javelin.
That's my last javelin, but
And again, every time one of these new people kind of appears, they rise from one of these bodies, as far as you can tell. So,
yeah, God only knows if another one will rise from that guy again.
Make it count.
what do you want to do? You do get the idea that if more people join the fight, they're going to be coming from that general area.
Yeah. I'm hucking a javelin. I need to kill one of these things.
Are you going to move forward? Because if you move forward, or you'll still be at disadvantage because it's range 30, isn't it?
Range 30, max range 120. I'm still going to roll disadvantage.
Okay. So are you gonna move or you
Hold
gonna...
that thought. Let me think for a second, because I might be able to negate that little issue.
I mean, theoretically, if you use reckless attack,
Yeah.
Yeah, does that... Is it just melee or... No, it's just regular attack? Okay,
it's any attack.
good. Then I'm going to reckless chuck a javelin.
So
And
again,
you're blessed.
are you gonna be moving forward or no?
I'm not moving from
Okay.
here.
So you see him take his last javelin and just with all of his strength hurl it. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Alright, that is a... You know what? I'm just going to roll this for... See where that goes. Okay. That's a 25 to hit.
It misses. No, I'm kidding. Roll damage.
Oh, God, I haven't freaking used a javelin in ages.
I believe it's a D6.
It is.
But it's you can use your strength
Really?
for damage. Yeah, javelin.
It's
Technically,
strength if I attack it with a melee, it's with strength. If I throw it, it's range.
with
So it's dex.
thrown weapons, it uses the same skill that you would use to make a melee attack. So with a dagger, since you can use dexterity to stab with a dagger, you can use dexterity to throw it. With like a hand axe, since you can only use strength to use it, you use strength to throw it as well. So technically, your attack rolls and damage rolls are strength based with the javelin.
Okay, I'm not going to argue, but question, but I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, thrown weapons they use the same ability score as per Crawford. Somebody asked, and yeah, they use the same ability score that you would use for a melee attack,
Huh.
unless
Okay.
specifically noted somewhere.
Fair enough. All right, that's going to be
Most of them are finesse weapons. anyways.
that's 9 piercing damage.
9 piercing damage. All right, so it goes and it pierces, and you see the form writhe and go and kind of gasp for air, and it's bleeding very, very heavily, but it's still alive.
God damn it.
You used the attack action, so you technically have one more attack, and
Yeah, but
your
I'm out
movement
of
and bonus.
Or actually, can I? Okay, I'm gonna move up 40 feet towards the corpse, the
Yep.
body, And I'm going to use my last throwing weapon, which is my light hammer. I can throw that.
Okay. Throw it.
Yep, and it's going to be reckless, so negating my disadvantage issue. Okay, and just to be safe, 17 plus... yeah, so that's a 24 to hit.
Definitely hits. As you sit there and you throw the light hammer, it connects. You don't have to roll damage. You have 1 hit point.
I know it!
Sorry, that's what it was. I made these rules before the game.
That's fine.
It goes and it collapses and it smacks his windpipe. You see him like start convulsing, and then the body just kind of stops moving, and the beam of light that was heading from the throne ends. And you see a look of kind of anger, not like outright rage or anything, but kind of on the face of the Council of One. He's like, well, I guess I need to get more serious. And he points at another throne. Which one is it? Oh, this one's cool. So the 8th throne. A guy raises. You can see he's holding a scimitar in one hand and what looks like kind of similar to Elaine's dragon tail. It's a whip-like chain that he holds on the other one, and you can see on one of his boots there is like a dagger or a point protruding from it.
The hell?
And he gets ready, but it's not his turn. Because they all have specific initiatives that they run on. And I need to find him in the book. Remarkably enough, you guys have only gotten one thing not in Volo's guide. All the other monsters are new, and they're cool. And he has less hit points than the last one. All right. So, that ends his turn. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Havok?
Let's see, I moved up.
You moved, you use your action, you have your bonus action left.
Oh.
Which you theoretically can use for an attack.
Theoretically, but I have nothing left to throw, so...
No,
that's
you
it.
could attack the ground.
I attack
the darkness. All right. That ends his turn. That brings us to Willow.
Uh-huh.
One of your methods have disappeared. There is a cool martial artsy type dude standing right next to you, but is currently grappled by Fade. Fade, you've kind of taken 2 of the claws and kind of trapped one of his arms with it, and when he reached around to get his arm back, you skewered his clothing basically to the point where unless he rips his shirt off, you are attached to him.
All right. While he's grappled, do I get anything if I were to attack him?
No. Grapple
Okay,
just
good
means
enough.
his movement is 0.
Okay. All right. All right. So we have he's being grappled by Fade, and then we have the new one who just activated, and another one. That's where is the other one? Because one I know is in his throne, one's next to me, and where's the third guy?
The third one was by one of your methods. So he stopped at the method, thinking that he could just go through and go and kill 3 of them. Because I thought that methods were... Well, still, they don't have a ton of hit points.
No.
21.
Yeah,
No.
it's not a ton.
No, but it worked.
So his idea was just, you know what? Since I don't have a sneak attack place I can go, I'm just going to go with one of these guys. And it worked. You know, he took out 1 of 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's only 3 now.
Yes.
So what do you want to do?
So I am going to.
I'm starting to think this monk fighting fate is not a good idea.
Keep him here. It's fine.
Yeah.
I forgot that you have really high AC. I need to start throwing shit at you that doesn't require attack rolls.
So I am going to.
And you can kill crits, dude. You need to go down.
Nod
Support.
to Fade
Okay.
in thanking him for the last round. Direct one of my methods to come with me as I continue 35 feet closer.
So as you go, he very quickly does a roundhouse kick to try and kick you.
With a wisdom check.
You are right. So he first tries to make a wisdom saving throw.
Monk.
Hit me! Hit me!
It's only going to be a 16.
No, hit me!
So he sits there and you see his legs start to rise up, and then he just slowly lowers it down as he's looking at you.
Well, he can make that attack at me.
No,
Yeah,
he
he has
can't
to.
because you're not moving and it's an opportunity attack.
Oh,
If it was a regular attack, I would say 100%. But it's an opportunity attack and you haven't provoked.
Fair.
Nice!
Nor
Awesome.
can you provoke because if you move, you'll take him with you. You have to drop the grapple in order to provoke an opportunity attack. So he effectively just went, maybe not. Get you. So you get up. You are now within about 45 feet of the closest thing. Now you can get a pretty good view.
Yeah, so I want to try and figure out if there's any way to get through to the bodies without having to
Okay.
break down
Arcana
the
check.
thing. 28.
All right. You actually remember reading as part of the research that you were doing while you were helping design the airships. You were given access to just about every bit of research material available, and learned about a lot of things that really you didn't need to know because they were hoping it might be useful. You remember reading about a form of, like a different form of the shield spell that is more than just a very quick, brief increase and deflection. It is actually a constant spell. It's specifically designed to prevent physical attacks from going through and physical things from going through. So physical attacks in general, especially if made by non-magic weapons, will have zero effect on this. However,
But I know physical, but not magical.
it is an arcane construct, and because of the fact that it is constant, it does not work the same way the shield spell works. You think, you're not 100% sure, because you're remembering and the research was not that complete. You think arcane spells will have a much easier time damaging it. And other non-arcane forms of magic, it simply was not designed to prevent.
Okay.
So, arcane magic will be the most effective in destroying the shell itself. But the other two kinds of magic there are nature and divine.
Sure.
And from the research that you remember, this was not designed to do anything about it because Eladrin don't use nature magic. And divine magic, if it's ever used against them, generally a paladin kills the cleric before it can do anything.
So then I mentally communicate to everyone else. So I think we can get to the bodies magically. Don't try and hitting them physically through the shell. And then...
As you say that, you hear in your head, well, aren't you the clever one? Seems that I'll have to kill you first.
Damn it.
Oh no!
And you see just the tiniest of little smirks.
She's shakes a little, just mentally, and then looks at him and grins, and then sends the two methods at the, I guess, whichever one they're closest to.
That would be the rogue.
The rogue, then, not the rogue.
Okay. Make your attacks.
Yep.
You feel kind of this protection that you had before kind of shatter and fade.
Yep.
With Sanctuary is not a concentration, is it?
No.
Okay. Some odd reason I thought.
So the first one is a 22.
Misses. None of these guys are going to have armor classes higher than 20. I think I have one guy here with an armor class of like 19 or 20.
Yeah, that's me.
That doesn't belong to your party. So I'm just going to let you guys know. If you roll a 20, generally it's going to be, or a 21, you're fine.
And the second one only rolled a 13. So.
This guy doesn't have the greatest armor class. That one actually does miss.
Okay. So then the first guy does 4 slashing damage and 3 cold damage. So 7.
7. Okay. So you watch him as So you watch him as he comes in and he slashes at you. And he very deftly kind of moves out of the way, and the slash only hits him partially.
Mm-hmm.
And that turns it into only 3 damage for him. It's fun playing a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Second one?
Wish we had ours.
Well, the second one missed.
Oh, the second one missed. Never mind. Okay, cool. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, because I assume figuring out about the shields was my action.
Yes.
And the third method is with me and not in range of anybody. So.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
It is time for... The monk is not pleased with you, Fade.
I'm aware.
He, to break a grapple takes his action. He's not willing to do that. He is just going to attempt to punch you a couple of times.
Yep.
He doesn't get advantage, though. Doesn't need it. That's a 20-something. 26?
Maybe. Yeah.
Again, that is going to be 11 bludgeoning, 13 psychic damage.
God, he hits hard. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a fun guy.
Mm.
And he rolls the same thing. So another 11 bludgeoning, 13 psychic damage.
Okay, he broke the grapple because I fall down.
All right, so you watch him first.
That's going on you, right?
Yeah, no, I'm playing dead, so he goes away for a moment.
Oh, that's cool. No, not a problem at all. No, I'm not that much of a dick. So yeah, he comes around and he punches you and again you feel it and you start to waver a little bit, and then he comes around with a roundhouse kick, clocks you right in the temple, and your eyes, the light goes out for a second. It instantly comes back, but you have the thought process to just close your eyes and crumple onto the ground. So you are conscious but prone.
Sure.
And he runs over towards... he's going to go for the giant rock monster, to be perfectly honest.
Hello.
He runs over to the giant rock monster and gets into a ready stance. That ends his turn. Wheel's already gone. Fade.
That couldn't have worked out any better. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll absorb a bunch of hits, fall down, like you said, and on the ground I'm going to cast a large type heal at myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be silly and Misty Step. No, I can't do that. Yes, I can. That's a legend. That's not a spell.
Yeah, and it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's also bonus.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Boy, I think I'm gonna have to go like against whatever wall or towards whatever wall is closest.
You guys are in the center of this room, so
Then
the
I'll
walls
go-
are like over 100 feet away.
I'll go left wall or towards the left wall, 30 feet
Okay.
towards the next chair, and then I'll heal myself there and stand up, and that's it for my turn.
So you guys watch as Fade's body just kind of vanishes, and at first you guys kind of feel shit, something really bad has happened, and then he appears closer to the back, closer to the thrones, and stands up, looking much healthier than he did before.
Oh,
I heal for 18 hit points on 48. That's fine. Continue. Turn's
Sorry.
over.
You can stop crits, all right? Okay. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No.
All right.
Actually, I'll look at the Council of One and hold up one finger, one down.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm gonna taunt his ass.
Which
Ooh,
finger?
okay. It's
No,
his
not,
turn.
not the middle finger.
Yeah, one down.
Yeah.
It's his turn.
Yep.
He seems amused by this, and he just kind of sits back in his chair and doesn't do anything for his turn.
Okay.
That's going to bring us back to Kata.
Okay.
You had a monk next to you. He hasn't been very nice to your friend Fade.
He hurts. Kill quickly.
Okay.
So it should
I-
be squishy.
Right. Yeah, I'll attack twice.
Wait.
Go for it.
Hey,
I guess he didn't do what I thought he would do.
do I have disadvantage or anything?
Oh shit! Yeah, you do have disadvantage. Sorry, I forgot.
I knew you would activate patient defense.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm reminded of the...
No, it's good. You're being an honest player.
Okay.
Remarkably enough, the dude that's just wearing robes has one of the higher armor classes.
Monks, man.
Okay. Let's see. 21 to hit.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Smack the shit out of him, please.
15 points of bludgeoning.
All right. So you wail on him, and this one is different. The guy, when you first hit him, like you hit that and you felt resistance. This guy is small. When you hit him, he goes down to the ground and then just leaps back up like a spring.
Alright, attack it again.
You have bless, remember. Oh, wait, no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No,
No.
I want that. Well, you have single bless, not double bless from ceremony.
Yeah, but that's your
Technically,
ability.
death ward, you don't go unconscious, right? It brings you down to 1 hit point instead of 0, right?
Yeah,
No.
I'll make a concentration check then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's the
So,
difference between it's the
24.
same thing with the orc racial,
Hmm.
where you don't technically lose concentration because it says instead of hitting 0, you hit 1.
It's down.
It's down. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you still have the other D4 from whatever thing you guys keep referencing that I can't remember.
Yeah, ceremony.
Coming of age.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wondered, like, I never looked up the spell, so I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
It was that or try to marry her off to someone, so.
Were you in the game where we got Connor had got one of the characters married?
No.
Oh, it was amazing. It was it was Greg Mark's game. And one of the characters got married. One of the player characters got married.
I
It was
miss anyone.
hilarious.
What'd you roll, Kate?
I miss 13.
13, yep. So, as you hit him once, he gets knocked off his feet. You come to slam down, and he rolls out of the way, spins up, and gets ready for another fight. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm good.
All right, brings us back up to the top of the order. The rogue has 2 friends on him now that he doesn't like. And he doesn't like the large rock monster either. No, he's still going to kill these things because it's the most useful thing he can do. Because the rest of his allies are far enough away that he can't use them. So first attack against one of the ice mephits is over 20.
That'll hit.
7 damage.
Okay.
21.
That hits.
And 19.
19 damage on it.
Yeah, it's 7 damage every one of these. I just use average damage for the monsters. It makes things go much, much faster.
Fair enough. So that was the second hit on it, which got
So,
another
he
19,
hit 3
which
times,
also hits.
seven
Yep.
damage each, so he did a total of 21 damage.
So then that one is down, and he needs to make a DC 10 dex save.
So does the other one. He's fine. If you could roll a dex save for your ice mephit.
I think they're immune to cold, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, it only does cold damage?
Hold on.
Doesn't also do.
I
Oh
thought
no,
it
it
did
also
slashing
does slashing. Yep. So let me roll that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
In general, the only time I'm going to roll damage is possibly for like a really big boss or something like that, just because it wastes so much of your guys' time. I'm fine with you guys rolling damage because that can mean the difference between a win and a loss. But
Alright, so I took slashing damage for that guy, but he's still fine.
Cool. All right then. That ends his turn. That brings us back to Avok.
Alright, I'm gonna help Kata kill a monk.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna
So you
use my
run
movement to
back to
go
the
up
monk?
to them. Yep, and I'm gonna swing at him 3 times.
Go for it. You
Reckless, so he's
okay.
not getting patient defense bullshit on me.
Okay. He turns to you and he smiles a little bit, and the smile fades as the first swing comes in. And what is it?
Oh, that's a 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Alright. Hey, beautiful.
He seems less than thrilled about that.
Okay, that's math is 17 damage on the first hit.
All right, so he sits there, he smiles a little bit, and then you just... And he sits there, and he tries to redirect your axe blade. Nothing. You swing straight through it, slash him across the shoulder. He backs up a little bit, and again gets into a defensive stance, trying to figure out a different way to deal with this.
That's an 18 to hit.
Still hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Another 17 damage.
All right, so he jumps into the air and kicks your axe blade out of the way. Doesn't stop it. You collapse him into the ground with it. I have to do math. All right, you still have one more attack. He gets up slower this time. You can see the
22.
wheels in his head's turning.
Yeah, well, this is where I bring it down.
What was
That's 22. It was a 22 to hit. So.
Okay, roll damage again.
All right, that's better. That's... Hang on, I gotta do math. 19 points of damage.
All right. This time, as you start swinging at him, he actually dodges out of the way, and you twist the blade, and the air currents just kind of curve your axe swing right into him. You dig it in deep, you pull it out, he's breathing really heavily, but he's still there. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Action, extra action, bonus action, movement. I'm tapped.
All right, that brings us to Willow.
All right. So I've got one Mephit who is still on that guy, who is going to use his Frost Breath.
Okay.
So DC 10 Dex save.
Okay. He's fine.
Okay, then he takes half, but
He
he's
evades
gonna
it
probably
completely.
win it.
So as the breath comes out, he kind of slides underneath the Mephit and comes up behind him.
Fair. Okay. And then from where I am going to. How far am I from the chairs now? I think I'm 45
Roughly
feet?
45
Is that what we
feet.
said?
Yep.
Okay. Then. Alright, that's fine. I am going to center a fireball to cover as many of them as I can without hitting my allies.
What is the radius of fireball?
It's got a 20-foot radius.
You can hit
So-
all of them.
Okay. Then I'm going to hit all of them.
I did not anticipate this. No, you can't,
Oh,
because they're 50 foot wide.
okay. But I can hit
So
a
you can
good
hit half of
number
them easily.
That's fine. All right.
So you want the low numbers or the high numbers?
I'm
Do you want the left or the right?
I'm closer to the right, so
You're
the
closer
high
to
numbers,
right,
I
yeah.
guess.
Okay.
So, dex saving throw, but I don't know if they get
For
one.
chairs?
Yeah, didn't think so. Okay. So,
um,
Yeah, roll those d6s.
Roll high.
not great. 22.
cool. So you guys sit there and you watch Willow as she sits there and creates this ball of fire, throws it off, it explodes. You see the shells themselves shudder and shake and are still there.
Okay.
They reacted differently than when they got hit by the spear. But gauging the strength of these shells, you don't know enough about them to be able to tell.
So I can't tell if they've been damaged
You can
or
tell
is
that
it...
they've been damaged. You cannot
Okay.
tell if you've just taken, half their life away or, 1%.
Sure. But it's not like I had to do more than 30 damage to do anything. All right. So
Yeah.
a little bit anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's... Well, I'll move... There's nobody near me. But I'll still
Oh
move a
shit,
little
there
bit
was
quicker.
one person that needed to make a dex save.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's the ranger there. Because he hasn't moved yet.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right.
He got a 1. So what was the damage?
22.
You said 22?
Uh-huh.
I thought you said 42 for a second. I'm like, shit!
That'd be nice. That would have been rolling well.
That was the wrong button. All right, so you see him kind of shield himself a little bit. He gets a little bit singed, but still seems none the worse for wear.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to move my movement closer to the
Okay.
right side of the chairs, but that's the end of my turn.
At the end of your turn, the Council of One is like, get her! Silence her! And no one is close enough to make an attack. So he also says, oh, and you, punch the rock! And Kata, you see a kick coming for your head. Wow, it's a good thing he has advantage. 23.
Hits.
You take 11 bludgeoning damage, which you will half to 5. But you also take 13 psychic damage, which you do not have.
Yeah.
As a kick connects with the center of your mass. And again, you feel the physical pressure of it, but then again, you get hit by this other thing that instantly gives you a headache. So that was Willow. That brings us... It's actually the monk's turn now, so... he's going to continue punching the rock.
Okay.
He can smell what the rock is cooking.
God.
Ooh.
18.
Hits.
Okay, so again, another 5. 11 half to 5 bludgeoning damage, and
Yep.
13 psychic. And then another attack is going to be a 25. So again,
Hits.
5 bludgeoning damage, 13 psychic damage. So he sits there and realizing that physically punching a rock, not the greatest idea. He just unleashes 2 roundhouse kicks at various parts of your body. And again, every time they hit, you're just flooded with this energy. And then, he's just going to kind of stand there because he's used all of his actions. That's the end of his turn. Fade.
I am going to cast silence around myself so that it doesn't affect anyone else. And I will invoke the Dark Lady's name.
The world disappears. You look around, surrounded by darkness, except for a small 10-foot circle of light that you're standing in. As you look around in the darkness seems to move and undulate, and you hear whispers that up until this point have seemed like gibberish, but are now slowly starting to make more sense. What is it? Why are you here? Who is he? Why? How? Out of the darkness, a figure starts moving forward. Feminine features, draped with indigo cloth and a hood obscuring a face shrouded in darkness.
My lady.
You have invoked my name.
I am so close to allowing you back, to freeing our part of the realms. Please help us get through this. I am already yours.
I am sorry. I have used all the power I have to get you where you are. This is all I can give you. And you see her move forward, and she places her hands on your shoulders. And without thinking, you bow your head. And as you do that, you feel a hand underneath your chin. Slowly raise it up. You close your eyes without thinking. And you feel lips on your forehead. What are your spell slots like right now?
I am out of third. I have one. No, I'm out of fourth. I have 1/3. And I'm down one of each in first and second.
What would you normally have for full spell slots?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more.
You have full spell slots.
Okay. I won't argue.
as you feel the lips leave your forehead, you hear her say, "This is the final gift I can give you while the barrier stands. Please hurry. I have my own battle I am fighting. And if you do not arrive soon, I will lose."
Then we will make haste. I will see you soon, my lady. And for the first time, I stand up before she does anything else.
As soon as you say "my lady," you're back in the large, poorly decorated room.
And then I will sprint out of my zone of silence and just try to get away from
You can
all of
turn
them.
off its concentration. So you
Okay.
can turn it off whenever. It's a free
Then-
action.
Then I do that, and I scream, "Cover me," out loud, not telepathically, and I try to get behind anyone. Or towards someone. I know I probably can't get to them.
You can
'cause I
get
went
to
the other
Willow.
way.
Willow's the closest one to you right now.
Fine.
Avok and Kata are really far away.
Fine. I need someone, so I will
Okay.
dive, and slide on the ground and try to get behind her.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's it.
I have
Done.
a method too, so you know.
Oh yeah,
my
and you
new
have a little
rope.
ice devil near you.
Yeah.
God,
Does he have a
his
name?
dex save is gonna kill me.
Do you name your summoned creatures?
I have not named these ones now.
It's a lost opportunity, is all I'm saying. That is going to end Fade's turn. The Council of One looks at you, Fade, puzzled. He goes, "What did you do?"
I left, like everyone will, from under your thumb.
And you see for the first time, roll me an insight check.
Okay. Big money, no whammies. That's 20.
You see for the first time the barest hint of fear in his eyes. But it's gone as quickly as you notice it. He ain't gonna do a damn thing. It's his turn. He's got 3 people out. This is getting pointless. It's time I end this. And he points to the portal that you guys came from. And you see a shimmering. And a figure appears. He's wearing robes with the symbol of the guiding beacon on them. You recognize him, Fade.
Yep.
And
Was that a spell?
not one that you're familiar with.
But was it a spell or was it an effect?
It was an effect. It wasn't a...
Okay, so I can't counterspell it. That's what I was asking.
No, it's
Sorry. Go ahead.
counterspell would not work.
All right, cool.
I mean, I could be a dick and let you try and counterspell it,
I don't
but I'm going to tell you
Thank
right
for
now it's not
nothing.
going to work.
Okay,
Because this is not a spell as much as it is he controls a
that's
machine
what I thought. Yeah,
that controls the rest of the city.
sure.
So you see, you're going to have to remind me because I cannot for the life of me remember his name.
Oh.
It's in an email. I know that.
Jody, I'll pull it up. I don't remember either. Won't take long.
Is that Arton?
Yeah.
Arton, okay. So you see Arton Arena appear. I love the search feature. Undulating darkness.
God.
Gotta get back to this. So Archon appears and looks at you, Fade, and he says, I told you not to come. And we're gonna go out of initiative order for just a little bit. Fade, seeing your friend appear, you can see tears in his eyes as he's holding his holy symbol and a flail in his other arm. And with tears in his eyes, like, why? Why are you doing this? Don't you see what you've done? Do you know how many people have died?
I didn't start this. I'm finishing it.
Finishing what?
Look around you. Look at this room. This was us. This was us at the height of our power. Look what he's done to them.
And he looks around, and you hear the Council of One. This was necessary. You have no idea what I've been through. You have no idea what lurks out there, what is waiting to kill every single being on this worthless plane.
Christopher, enough. I don't want to hear it.
Silence! You will not speak to me, you ungrateful traitor. I am the one that gave you life, that gave you a place to inhabit, free from wars, free from danger and destruction.
Only to suck our life away from us.
A small price to pay to save existence.
A price we
Save
did
yourself,
not
you
choose.
dipshit.
I just said his name and I've forgotten it already.
Arton.
Thank you. Arton, obey your ruler. These brave, noble souls voluntarily gave their lives to protect the Eladrin and all of existence. And these disgusting traitors would ruin us all. You have taken an oath. It is time for you to act upon it. Kill him. Arton looks at you again. Shakes his head. Why?
Don't
Why
be a
did you
slave.
leave? I don't care about him. Why did you leave? You were my friend, my ally, my confidant, and then you left. You disappeared. Why did you do it?
I understand heavy armor takes a while to take off, but can I rip off the chest piece? Just that and throw it at his feet?
You'll have to make a strength check. That will kind of nullify the heavy armor.
Oh, trust me,
you're
I know.
breaking it.
I'm
Okay.
giving I know. Because it affects my claw too. No, that's wrong. That is a 19.
That's good enough. So actually, using your claw, you're able to sever the buckles and things like that keeps it on you. You're able to sever that, and you rip off your chest piece. What kind of armor are you currently wearing?
I believe it's half plate.
Half plate? Okay. And what's the AC on that normally?
15, 16.
16. Okay.
No, I'm in splint mail. That's what it is. Yeah, you gave me splint mail.
Okay. So the AC for your armor now is 13.
Okay.
As you rip that off.
I
rip it
toss,
off, you throw
I
it.
toss it at his feet. Say, look at that symbol. There's more out there. He's kept us not safe. He's kept us hidden.
That symbol.
We're not children.
I know that symbol. You serve the Dark Lady, the Mistress of Death. You serve a god who wants nothing more than for all of us to die.
No, you're wrong. Just like all of our history, it's all wrong.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Come on, random number generator. 13.
Okay. He looks at you. Looks at the splint mail with a symbol of the Dark Lady on it.
Ask him how old he is. Ask him.
You do not question your ruler. And he kind of blinks a little bit. And he goes, what do you mean?
Question.
Sure.
I want to roll an intelligence check to see if as I'm pretty sure, what's his name?
Arton?
No. Flamboyant Eladrin.
Oh, yes. Talon.
Talon. I'm pretty sure he told us, like, how old him and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to have.
He didn't give you an exact age. You know,
Hundreds.
yeah, he's centuries. You know that, you know history that the Eladrin, took over the Kael Isles like 400 some odd years ago, 500 some odd years ago. Talon told you that he's been alive since before then. Like he was a full-grown adult when that invasion happened, and he led that initial invasion. So you know he's centuries old.
Right.
And you also know most Eladrin nowadays only live to 100, 120 years old.
Gotcha. All right. Sorry to interrupt that.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'll withhold what I want to say.
So Arton says, what do you mean?
The dude is centuries old, stupid.
He's been stealing life from all of us.
Avok, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Can I see this coming?
You see him. He does it really quickly, though, so... make me a perception check. We'll see. If we were in initiative, I would say yes. We're not. And this is
it's a 22 perception.
Yeah, you're fast enough to notice that he raises his holy symbol, and you see this flash of light coming towards you.
All right, well, I'm got that enacts my dangerous sense, so I have advantage on my dex saves.
Sacred Flame's a dex save, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's a... Thank God I had advantage. That's a 21.
Okay, so this kind of bolt of divine energy comes down. You dive out of the way. You can see there's a large scorch mark on the ground where it just barely missed you. Having seen... I think, Fade, you've used Sacred Flame before, right?
Yep.
You've
I
seen...
burned down a mushroom hut.
Yeah. You've seen Fade use Sacred Flame before. This is unlike a Sacred Flame you have ever seen before. Like, that was almost like Zeus Bolt of Lightning style Sacred Flame.
Here.
It was silence, human. I do not need to hear you explain my culture to me. Now, Fade, explain what it is you mean.
Look around this room. The council. It's down to one because he's killed them all. Look what he's done to them. He's trying to kill all of us.
Point
He's
of
aged
order.
old.
I haven't killed any of them. The large, stupid one there just killed one of them.
You don't call that life.
They
Arton, look
did
at them.
this willingly. Arton, I am your king. You see the power I control here. I rival even the gods.
It's a lot of hubris, dude.
Strike him down. Fulfill your duty, or I will call your paladin and all of his company here to make sure you die in the most horrendous way possible. And after they are done with that, they will ensure none of your bloodline survives this day.
As he says this, I look at Arden. Can I cast a non-offensive spell?
If you want to understand casting a spell,
Yep.
because he's a cleric, he's going to know the spell that you cast as you cast it.
I understand, and I want him to.
Okay.
I'm going to say the words to cast Beacon of Hope on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit my knees,
Okay.
and I'm going to let him do what he's going to do.
Okay.
You know I'm not what they say I am. You know me. Please.
So he walks forward. You hear this as his flail swings harder, faster, and faster. He walks directly up to you. You can feel the wind from his flail.
I grip my family signet ring, and I look up at him and just look him in the eyes.
Tears streaming down his face. It's my family. Fate. It's my family. You have anything you want to say?
If they would do that to us and our families, they're not worth protecting. And I put my head back down.
And you hear him scream, almost as loud as Avok screams. Like this, you just feel this rage and anger and retribution just pouring out of him. And you guys watch as he raises the flail up, swinging it, and brings it crashing down. And the ground next to you, Fade, erupts.
Oh my god.
And you feel a hand grip you around the throat, lift you to your feet. He's always been kind of a strong guy. Bring you to eye level with him and go, you. Their lives are in your hands. And I need to know what the maximum amount of healing... First of all, what level is Mass Cure Wounds?
That's like 9th level, and that does 700 hit points.
Mass Cure Wounds?
Mass heal.
Oh no, that's Mass Heal. Never mind.
That's
rough.
mass healed.
Say, that's not it, I'll guarantee that. Can someone please look up Mass Cure Wounds for me? I can't get to my player's handbook.
Mass Cure Wounds is 5th level.
5th level, okay. And how much healing does it do?
It does 3d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
And how much for each level higher?
That's
One
you
day.
per.
Yep,
Okay, now I have to do math.
up to 6 creatures.
Yeah. 4 times 8 is... Someone help me with this.
32.
48. That's wrong.
Just about to say.
Four times.
32
Your math is as bad as mine right now. I have a
I'm a
reason.
little bit on edge right now. Give me a break.
So 32 plus 5 is 37.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone heals for 37 hit points.
I will
That's
fucking take that.
I'm taking it.
feel nice and pretty, but I didn't take any damage yet.
I feel not strong. I'm not over 100, but I'm at a decent amount.
And he's swinging and getting ready to fight. And you hear the Council of One scream, and we are back into initiative order. We actually go back up to the top of the initiative, which is going to be the rogue.
I forgot about him.
I actually think I forgot. I did. I forgot the
Ranger.
the ranger. The ranger is actually going to run up to. Is actually going to run up to Willow. Unfortunately.
Oh.
I mean, I'll have to go in the way with the ice method too, but
He actually doesn't care if he takes a couple points of damage from an ice
I
method.
still have Sanctuary though. So wisdom saving throw first.
No,
Oh no, I
doesn't.
don't. Never mind.
I was going to
Never
say
mind.
no.
However, Arton just stood me up, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to block it.
I don't think you were right next to. Oh, I guess you were.
I don't mind her.
Well, the roll is 19.
Nope, you're good.
All right, so
that hits me.
he runs over and he throws this chain around you, and I
Great.
have to get to the right stat block because I can't remember what the chain does. It's really cool though.
I believe you.
And this is happening after the healing.
I can say it happens before since it was supposed to happen before.
That'd be cool.
It starts with a T. How did I miss T?
Are you an Eladrin? Did you miss T-step to the wrong page?
Damn, that was so funny.
I'm going home. Goodbye.
Oh, it was actually an 18. Not a 19. It was an 18.
I still missed.
Okay. You take 6 piercing damage, and you are restrained, Willow.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And
Wow.
then he comes around, and as he has you gripped in this chain, he comes around and kicks you with this spiked boot.
Shit.
That is 20-something.
Yeah.
And he has advantage on it, and that's even higher.
Yeah.
You take 6 piercing damage, plus 14 poison damage, and I need a con save from you. I'm actually going to need... first, I need a concentration check for the first attack.
From me for the elementals?
Yes.
Okay.
So do a concentration check first.
What do I add to it?
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so then
And it's a DC
that's
10.
a 19. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So the second one, again, is going to be a total of 20 damage. So it's a DC 10 con save first for concentration check.
It's a 20, so we're fine.
Okay. And then I need another Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Oh no.
That is a 16.
16. Okay. You feel the poison kind of coursing through your blood. You don't feel affected by it. You still take the poison damage, but you don't get other bad things happening.
Right. I mean, now we're saying, though, that the healing happened after that happened.
Yes.
So I'm back up to full. Great.
Thank you, DM.
Poison would have been really cool, though. All right. Now it is the rogue's turn. He's going to run right up to Willow and stab.
Cool.
He gets advantage on attack rolls against you.
Oh, God.
That's a nat 20.
No, it's not.
That's what I thought. But it still hits.
Yep.
So, Master Thief, that's going to be 14 plus 7 is 21 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Okay.
And that's another DC 10 con save.
19.
Okay. What are you rolling on these con saves?
That one was a 16.
Oh, wow. You're just rolling.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do
I'm
you
rolling
have for your
right now.
save?
Plus 3.
He's going to try stabbing you 2 more times.
Oh, God.
That's another hit for 7 damage.
Okay.
And that's another hit for another 7 damage. So 2 more con saves. 2 more concentration checks.
That passes.
They're all DC
And
10.
that one is does.
All right.
Yep. So they're still up.
Comes over. You take a grand total of 35 damage from him.
It's great. It's real great. That hurts a lot.
It finishes him off. Avok, you are up.
I still got one to kill. Anyways, hopefully one strike against it will do the job. That's a 27 to hit, so
Definitely hits roll damage.
good. That's 18 points of damage.
You sit there and again feel some resistance and then no resistance, and it shatters.
Good.
And the shell around his throne shatters as well.
All right, how far am I from the fray going on over by Willow and Fade?
Let's say 50 feet.
Fuck.
Sorry, they kept moving forward, so
That's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to have to move
you
my...
went backwards.
Okay, I tap Kato. Let's go help. And move my 40 feet.
Okay. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I can't use my extra attack because I'm out of range. My bonus attack is pointless because, again, I'm out of range. So
Okay.
Your dash, just to get there.
I used my action to attack.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I'm done.
So that brings us to Willow.
So am I currently grappled still?
Yeah,
By
you're
the
grappled and restrained.
So restrained meaning can't
You have disadvantage
cast.
on any attack rolls that you make. Technically, restrained doesn't prevent you from doing somatic components of spells. It doesn't specifically state that, so yeah, it's just attack.
so I can still cast spells.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then
You can try to break out of the grapple, or the grapple if you want. That would be your action.
yeah, no, I have
It'd also
strength
be
of
an
10.
athletic check.
Yeah, strength of 10. That's not going to go up. How long is that? So. I am going to. Well, I guess first have the method that's right next to me attack him.
Okay.
That is a 19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Six total. Half slashing, half cold.
Okay.
And then I will. Hold on a second.
So is that the end of the Mephit's turn then?
For
How many methods are left? I know the rogue killed 2 of them.
yeah, there's 2. So there's one by me, and then there's one by the rogue still.
Nah, the rogue's actually by you, so there's one alone.
Oh, the ranger was by me.
Both the ranger and the rogue are by you. That's why
Oh.
the rogue is the thing that just hits you 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's fair. Okay, so then the second one.
Remember, stab, stab, stab?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It hurt. I know. So then the second one, I guess, will also attack because it would have come back over.
Okay.
So that is. Oh, that's not. No, that does not hit. That's an 8. All right.
So at the end of their turns, Council of One says, hit her again! And another short sword comes towards you.
Well, they go on my turn, so isn't it still my turn?
Technically, they go on the same initiative, but they,
Okay.
per the
All right.
spell, they
Great.
technically have their own turn.
All right then.
So, 21?
Ouch.
21
that hits
damage.
me. Shit. Okay.
Oh, I forgot. He has advantage.
Oh god.
No crit. And another concentration check.
Jody, I hate to rules lawyer here, but
Sure.
sneak attack only goes once per turn.
Once per turn. You are absolutely correct. Turn, not round. It was a different turn.
Oh god.
Sneak
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneak attack, again, per Crawford, sneak attack happens once per turn, not per round. If a rogue has an opportunity attack or there's an ability that allows them to attack when it's not their turn, it is a new turn, and therefore they can use sneak attack again.
Oh god.
I tried.
That's
No,
okay.
it's a valid point. However, it is one I've already thought of. It's one of the reasons why, what is it? Fighters that get the maneuvers, whichever ones. One of their maneuvers they can choose is to give one of their allies an attack. If you have a rogue in your party, it's massively useful.
Okay. Get to
Or a
know.
monk in your party, which is why he kept commanding the monk to do things.
All right. Well.
Just
yeah.
for clarity's sake, it takes his reaction to do that.
Good to know. Okay. All right. Then I am so the methods drop.
Okay.
I lost concentration on that.
All right.
Bye, guys.
No more little ice demons.
It's okay. So I am
Freeze
going
her up
to
for other
then-
concentration spells.
Yeah, I forgot.
I'm going to cast slow on the two that are on me, as well as anyone else who would be within range in a 40-foot cube. Well, not anyone else. Any other hostiles.
There's only currently 2 hostiles. Other than the council of one, he's far enough away, it wouldn't be effective.
Did we knock 2 guys down? I
You have 2 guys. They're both on you. There was a monk. He disintegrated.
Oh, he just died. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So then those 2. So I'm using slow on them, which means a whole bunch of things. They have to first succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, thieves have awesome wisdom scores. What's the DC?
17.
Remarkably enough, he rolled an 18 on a die, which is good because he has an 11 wisdom. The ranger is going to be slightly different. He might actually have a negative. He's not technically a ranger. He's a monster that I liked. No, he has a +1. But no proficiency in saving throws. All right. He gets a 6.
Okay. Well, then on just the ranger, I wish it was the other guy too, but
Sorry.
he gets. Let me list it
Crafty
for you. Half speed,
Okay.
-2 to AC,
Okay.
-2 to Dex saving throws.
Okay.
It can't use reactions.
Okay.
On its turn,
Okay.
it can either use an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Okay.
And it can't take more than 1 attack, regardless of its natural abilities, on its turn.
Does it get to resist at the end of its turn or anything?
Hold on. Look at the rest of this. Because there's more things.
Holy shit.
It's a good spell.
What level
I
spell
wonder-
is that?
3rd.
Yeah.
That is a lot for a 3rd level spell.
And if it attempts to make a spell attack, more things happen. It's affected by the spell.
You don't think this
until-
ranger will be using spells?
Alright, it's fine. Until it can make another successful wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn.
Okay, cool.
So, until at least the end of the turn.
So the one that didn't have a modifier made it fine. The one with a modifier, nope. All right. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I think that's all I can do.
All right. He is going to Council of One goes, just kill them. And what is 11? Oh, this is a cool one. So from the 11-most throne, another figure gets up. This one wearing deep robes, holding a staff.
Oh no.
That's gnarled. And yep. And he also or actually no, he doesn't have a staff. He holds a dagger that's twisted and gnarled. And seems to be dripping and have like barnacles on it.
Sounds familiar.
Okay. That is the end of that. Is it his turn now? Yeah, actually, it's his turn now too. And he's going to take his action. He concentrates, and you watch as frost gathers and forms kind of an armor on him.
I remember I get this.
And then he stays exactly where he is, because he's not what you guys think he is.
Do it.
That's going to end his turn. See, the weird thing about this is it goes from 17 to 9. And it's so confusing.
Why you gotta poke fun?
Fade, you're up.
I used to be wearing heavy armor. I was slow. Alright, so I'm going to cast one of my 5th level spells. I'm going to empower my gauntlet
Okay.
with a bonus action spell, and then I'm going to hit the ranger is currently on her.
Technically, both the thief and the ranger, the rope.
The ranger had the chain on her, though, right?
Yes.
Alright, so we're going on the ranger.
Okay.
So, Jesus, Lord in heaven. 11 and then 20 to hit.
11 misses. 20 hits.
Alright, so that does 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 17 damage. Most of it is radiant.
Which one is which? Ranger is... That's the rogue. That's the ranger. How much was it?
17.
Okay. So you come up and you guys watch him just gore this ranger with his gauntlet.
And then, just because I want to make sure, because I really wanted that to hit, did you take into account the minus AC from slow?
It didn't. Yeah.
Okay. Another guy. Okay.
11 is just not high. It was 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. He has okay armor. Not great, but even with the -2, it's higher than 11.
Sure. All right, and I think I have to. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that yet. I have to flavor that differently. I'm gonna yell. So before that happens, I yell to Arton, "Come on, man! Just like in training." And the old one too, and then I go high as he would go low.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm going to say it's his turn. But he is not quite as well off as you are right now.
Yeah, he's more of a spellcasty guy, anyways. So.
He Yeah, he's gonna... Especially since this guy's got... Alright. Slow. Just a -2 to dex saves, or is it disadvantage as well?
-2 penalty.
Okay. He fails that. He's not gonna like this. Is it a D8 for... the Sacred Flame? I believe it's a D8.
Yeah, it's 1d8.
Yeah, it's a D8.
So if we average that for 15. So as you go, you went high?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You watch as this bolt of divine energy hits him from below and sears a burn across his abdomen. And he looks less than pleased. All right. That's the end of his turn. That brings us to Council of One is getting more and more upset. He is going to... Yeah, he's going to fire a couple shots off at Arden. That's a nat one. He's really upset, guys. 20 will hit. You watch as one arrow strikes Arden in the shoulder. And you notice that you now could see that Arden... well, it looks like he took the full effect of the heal as well. Arden had wounds before he came into the room, and you can see they're now bleeding rather freely.
Yes.
That ends him. Kata.
Okay, so there's nothing between me and the corpses?
There is not right now.
Which corpses?
How much distance?
Bears.
From where you're at, because you were next to... Let's say 50 feet. Just for easy math.
I'm I'm gonna dash all the way there.
Okay, so you guys watch this large rock monster just barrel towards this ring of thrones. And it is now you and this new cloaked figure that you guys have figured out is a warlock.
That takes my action, and I am going to use my bonus action to spend a 4th level slot to heal.
All right. There's apparently an exploding raid.
Alright, that ends my turn.
All right. After Kata, we go back to the top of the order, which is the rogue. The rogue's sitting there. Seeing all of this happening, he's still been kind of told by the Council of One to kill Willow. So, stab, stab, stab. That's definitely a hit. Gonna see if I can crit. Nope. So that's 21 damage.
I'm down, so down and then come back up.
Are you down?
Death ward.
Yeah, death ward, so I'm at 1 now.
All right, so you have a choice. You can pull a fade, or you can stay upright.
Well, I'm grappled, right?
Yes, but basically, because what Fate did before is he just pretended to be dead.
Oh, sure. I just don't know if in his arms I'll be able to tell. But yeah,
You're
no,
not
I'll
in his
pretend
arms. You're wrapped at a chain.
That's fair. Okay.
So
yeah,
you
no,
can
I
fall
will
to the
go
ground.
Limp. I will go limp, and I'm
Okay.
at 1.
Make me a performance check to see how effective you are. See, is there right... If it wasn't for the fact that they're right next to you and there's 2 of them,
Oh God.
it would have just been what Faye did, which is, I fall asleep.
17.
He turns and Fade, you're right there, right?
Yep.
He tries to attack Fade now. That's a nat 1. He's going to try one more time just because he feels that it's prudent. 6 and 7, 23.
Yeah, buddy.
7 points of damage as he stabs into you.
Okay. I'm gonna shield absorb that.
You gonna shield absorb that? Okay. So as he sits there and he attempts to plunge his short sword into you, bring your holy symbol around and the shield appears, and as he strikes it, the shield kind of undulates and absorbs most of the impact. And you just feel a little bit of pressure as it moves. That brings us to Avok. You've just seen a giant rock monster run towards a big old thing of semi-corpses on thrones.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I got a natural 20 on my concentration check.
Nice.
Oh, cool. What are you concentrating on now?
Slow.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, Havok, pretty sure a big rock can handle herself. However, he's got a bone to pick with that sneak attacking son of a bitch. So,
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. No, yeah, I'm gonna use reckless attack on 3 of my attacks, which I will get advantage because I'm not dealing with that stupid monk this time.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys watch as Avok runs forward, the giant axe in hand. Is that a crit?
It's a natural 20 on the first hit.
Yeah. So he comes in and his first attack just hits this guy hard. He's gonna uncanny dodge that, by the way. But go ahead and roll your damage.
I should have figured.
Well, uncanny dodge takes his reaction, so
Lovely. Okay, I have to do math, so bear with me on this one.
I'm gonna have to do math too here, and it's probably gonna be big math.
Okay, so,
Stay in school, kids. Now that we
That's,
now we have an audience.
all right, that's 24 on the first hit.
24, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
so you guys watch as Avok comes forward and just cleaves into him, and he's actually not gonna uncanny dodge that because sneak attack is more important than 21 points of damage.
Yeah,
And I
let's see.
really don't think that's going to be that much less than the rest of your attacks. You must have rolled low.
All right, well, that's a 29 on the second hit.
Definitely a hit.
All right, that's 19 points of damage there.
Okay, more math. All right, so he comes in again and he swings another one, slashing across the rogue. The rogue is now down on one knee, still staring defiantly up at you guys in his kind of golden countenance. Another
I'm
grit?
sorry, Jody. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. No, it's fine. I still have a lot of thrones that you guys haven't dealt with yet. So
I know, but this is just satisfying.
Go for it. Roll me damage.
Okay. Okay, hang on. 15.
Who's up next, Jody?
Next is going to be Willow. So Willow, you're on deck.
35 points of damage.
Nice.
All right. And with a third and final strike, you sit there, you come in first, you slam him, and he goes to the ground. The second one, slam and cuts him deep into his abdomen. The third one, you bring it up and you bring it down. And as you connect with the top of his head, he shatters into 100 pieces like glass. And the shell around his throne disappears.
That takes care of that problem.
All right. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Fuck you!
All right. The Council of One now screaming. He's like, all of you, kill them! And we are going to... We're doing 6. 3 I have not. Okay. Another one of the thrones, you see a figure kind of rise from it. This one holding a shield, wielding a mace, having the holy symbol of the guiding beacon emblazoned on his chest, rises up.
That's a problem.
No, that's going to be perfectly fine. Trust me. There's nothing to fear from a cleric. Willow, you are up.
Okay. So I am going to attempt to hold my hands up to the guy who's currently grappling me still and thunder wave him away from me.
Okay. What is that? Con save?
That is...
He
yes,
fails it.
con
It
save.
doesn't matter what it is. Roll damage.
Alright. That is 7 points of damage, and he gets pushed 10 feet away from me. And there's a loud booming sound.
So you guys watch Willow as she holds her hands together. You hear this incredibly loud booming sound as he's blown away. The chain wrapped around you slackens as he's thrown back and kind of gives you a little bit of a rug burn as it kind of unwraps around you, and he's blown back 10 feet. And it's still slow. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
So I'm going to move further than 10 feet away from him. Yeah, I'm going to move.
You moving towards the thrones?
Yes. Not too close to anybody who's up.
Okay.
But moving towards them. Yes.
Seeing as how much of a problem you have become, Avok, the warlock points his dagger at you, and you see 3 bolts of black energy just shoot at you.
Oh dear.
The first one is a natural 20.
Oh no.
Need help?
No stupid natural 20.
Do you cancel out again?
Yeah.
All right. So you take 5 force damage. Second one is a lot. So you take... I don't know why I'm... because they don't have average... Let's just do 6. Because that's
this
average for
magic
D10.
missile?
What?
Is this magic missile?
No. This is Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
it still
force
does
damage.
force damage.
Okay, I
Yeah.
forgot that.
Eldritch Blast,
Okay,
yep.
so... all right,
So the first one's 5,
5
second one's
first.
6 because that's average damage, and I don't want to have to roll. And then the last one is going to be, what is it? 17?
That is.
All right, so that will be another 6.
Alright, so it's like 17 damage. Alright.
That ends his turn. That brings us all the way down to Fade.
Alrighty. I will. I'm gonna chase down that ranger there, which
Okay.
he just blew away, and I'm gonna keep hacking at him. With
Go
my
for it.
gauntlet.
So you guys
First-
watch as Fade runs forward with his clawed gauntlet, takes his first swing, just thrusting all 3 claws directly at him.
The first one is 25 to hit,
Oh, definitely a hit. Roll damage.
and the second one will be 16 to hit.
Both of those will hit.
Alright.
Both of those will hit without the slow.
Yeah. I'm just going to do a big, massive chunk of damage here. So, 17 plus... $15 radiant.
Just give me that. That's enough.
So 32, yeah. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to...
So you come over and you strike him once, and he kind of holds on to your claw, and then you sit there, you just kind of pump it, and this radiant energy makes him shatter into 100 pieces.
And then I'm going to point to his throne where he was and put a spiritual weapon, the axe, right above it and take a swing at it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
26 to hit.
Definitely a hit. Roll damage.
And I upcasted this, so this will be 2d8, so 11 force damage.
So you watch as this axe comes down, severing the head of the barely alive corpse on there, and another beam of light is extinguished as the corpse finally rests down. Artin turns to you and go, Avok, what are you doing? Or not Avok, I'm sorry, Fade. It's been a long night.
And then I'll we need to get rid of them to get to him.
Fine.
Keep her alive. Do your job. Your best. This is what you shine at. Keep her alive, and I'll do my best to keep your family alive. Let's do this.
All right. He goes over and... You don't want me rolling your healing. 3d8 plus 5 will roll your own healing.
What, Jody, is Beacon of Hope still up?
Beacon of Hope is still up. Okay, so I think, Fade, you haven't lost Beacon of Hope yet, right?
I'm just making sure nothing else is concentration. No, it is. It's gone. The holy weapon is concentration.
No. No, it isn't.
Spiritual weapon?
Spiritual weapon is not.
I have a holy weapon on my glove and a spiritual weapon.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm trying here.
So, Willow, just hold 3d8 plus 5 for healing, because if I roll it, you're going to get 8 points of health.
I mean, I probably will anyway, but we'll see.
So he does that, and then kind of runs up next to you, Fade, and goes back to back with you, swinging his flail around.
Dope.
That ends his turn. The Council of One is very, very upset. And... Yeah, he... the Ranger's dead. Cool. Then he can bring somebody else. You're gone already. So are you. 8 isn't gone yet, I don't think. Nope, he's gone too. We're gonna go 7, seeing as I'm having less and less people I can do this with. So you see, from the 7th throne, again, a golden figure kind of raises from the corpse, and he's holding a shield and a sword, and has a full face helm that, Fade, you recognize, because all paladins wear the exact same helm that hides their facial features, and just has a T section for them to see through. So... he gets up. It should be fun. But it ain't his turn yet. It is Kata's turn. You're a giant rock monster.
I'm gonna be at this warlock.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and kill the warlock.
Okay. 19 to hit.
Definitely hits.
15 points of bludgeoning.
All right. You see the frost armor kind of crack as you hit it, and you take 25 points of frost damage.
I don't know if this works. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah, armor gives him temporary hit points, and then anytime he gets hit, you take damage.
What level did he cast it at?
You don't know, but it's pretty high if you took 25 points of frost damage. You could probably work the math backwards if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I forgot how warlocks work.
Yeah, they only get one level of spell.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
That's fine. You still cracked his armor. So you still have a second attack if you want to use it. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack again.
All right, so you take another swing at him. So you guys watched as this giant rock elemental ran forward and just crushed him, and he sat there, and you saw this kind of flash of frost, and the rock elemental recoiled back a little bit, and the warlock is still standing there defiantly.
That's a 24 to hit.
Definitely a hit. Roll damage.
13 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. And you take another 25 points of frost damage as you strike it again, and the frost armor that had appeared on him shatters.
I'm going to use another spell slot for my bonus action to heal.
All right. So you guys watch the rocks slowly starting to kind of reform themselves around here. That brings us back up to the top of the order. It's cleric time. The cleric is actually going to go towards the pair of clerics. And I'm in the wrong book now. Too many books. You know, if I had D&D Beyond, I could just, search all this stuff. But that would also mean I'd have to re-buy all my damn books.
Which is so dumb.
I know, believe me, I make the same argument.
I love you, Wizards of the Coast, but seriously, dude?
Well, D&D Beyond isn't owned by Wizards. That's the problem.
No, but it's licensed by Wizards. All right. I need a wisdom. Oh, that would be a dumb thing to do. He's gonna try it anyways. I need a wisdom saving throw from you, Fade. I realize this is stupid, but he just woke up. He's been dead for 400 years.
I have rolled low recently. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh my god!
You feel all of your muscles seize. You are currently paralyzed.
Hold on. Is this a charm effect?
It's hold person. You know the spell. You've cast it. It's a cleric spell. It is not. It is not a charm effect. No, it is. It is hold person.
Don't worry, Finn. I'll take care of this.
That's all he could do. And he didn't have to move to do it, so he's going to stay there. But he's going to move slightly away from the large rock monster.
Opportunity attack.
He wasn't right next to him.
Damn it.
That ends his turn. Abok, you are up.
Okay, cleric's gotta go.
Okay. You guys see Abok rushing towards this cleric that has just cast this spell and put these binding rings around Fade.
Anyways, reckless on all of them.
Go for it.
Yeah. I'm showing no mercy this time.
He's
All right,
a remarkably low in armor class.
Yeah, 27 to hit, so...
Definitely. I'm just going to start rolling.
16 points of damage.
All right. What's his wisdom? Yeah, Fade, you don't feel quite as bad anymore because hold person is concentration.
You're welcome. Second attack.
That was pointless.
Natural 20.
All right, roll damage.
Not as good, but a lot to do. 14. 23 points of damage.
Alright. Oops, it helps if I hit the right button. All right, so you guys watch his first attack hits him, and he's blown back so hard, Phage, you feel your muscles spring back to life. His second attack with his axe slices in even deeper, and he's definitely feeling this.
Alright. Third attack. 26 to hit.
Definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. Nice. That is a 21 points of damage.
All right, he looks really, really rough, but he is still up. Anything else you want to do?
That's it.
All right.
that guy
That
up.
is going to bring us to Willow.
Okay. So Avok's in melee with the cleric.
Mm-hmm.
How close is the cleric to the line of thrones?
He just stepped off of his throne, so he's right next to it.
Okay. Then I am going to, if possible, cast Storm Sphere without hitting Avok, but hitting the cleric and as many other thrones as I can. It is a 20-foot radius.
Well, both Kata and Avok are there, so you're going to have to hit one of them. I mean, you could hit like 3 or 4 thrones without it, but if you want to hit like you can with a 20-foot radius, you can easily hit like 6 or 8 thrones, but you'll have to hit one of them.
Okay.
Earth elementals are vulnerable to thunder.
But not to bludgeoning.
Yeah, true.
So you'll be fine. So I'm gonna have it hit Kata.
Okay.
Um,
So the warlock's going to have to make a save.
Strength save.
Let's say he fails that.
Okay.
It's strength save.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you have over 20 strength as an earth elemental.
Exactly, 20 strength.
Oh.
19.
Yep, you're fine. So the warlock takes 7 points of damage.
7? That's it?
That is it, because it's a concentration. The sphere stays up. But as my bonus action,
So I take only 1.
you don't take anything.
Okay.
The cleric's in the sphere?
The cleric is not, the warlock is.
Oh. I
You
thought
got
it
the
was...
warlock and a bunch of the thrones.
Okay.
If you
Fair
were to
enough.
hit the cleric, you would also hit Avok, because they're right next to each other.
Okay. Then...
I have a high constitution.
That is fine.
Exact that bit.
Well, no, I already said it was hitting Kata, so we'll leave it there. Then I'm going to... Then we're going to hit the warlock. Well, hopefully hit. That's a 22, so yes, I'm assuming
Yeah,
that hits.
definitely hits.
Then he is getting hit with a lightning bolt coming from in. Actually, I get advantage. Let's see if it's 20. No.
Is this part of the spell, or is this a different spell?
Nope, part of the spell.
Okay.
For my bonus action, I can cause a lightning bolt to leap from the center of the sphere towards one creature, and they take 46 lightning.
Go for it.
That's
I didn't take
15.
him yet.
Cool, that's easy math for me. All right, so bolt of lightning comes out, shocks the warlock. He's looking less than thrilled with you guys. And as this thing encompasses 6 of these things, 3... let's use easy math and just speed this up, because we've been going for almost 3 hours now. The remaining shields on that side dissipate. They're destroyed. And 3 of the corpses stop breathing as they're bombarded by this thunder spell.
I'm scared.
So you guys have now taken out 5 of 12 of these beams. That finishes that. It is the warlock's turn. The warlock is less than thrilled with you. For some bizarre reason. Oh, he actually has more hit points.
Oh,
I
God.
don't care right now.
Don't worry about it, kid. We're all right.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you, Kata.
Okay. I'm 19.
You are fine. And then Dissonant Whispers. Where's my player's handbook? I'm running 12 different characters.
You like it.
Not at all right now. My brain hurts so bad.
On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away. Actually, am I in a storm spear?
Yes.
Wouldn't that mean I'm deafened?
It
That's
means
good.
you have disadvantage on perception checks.
Okay.
And it's
But-
not aiming it at you.
Yeah.
It's going to aim at her. And it's 5th level. So that's an extra 46. So I need a wisdom save from you, Willow.
Okay. First one's a 4, but I get advantage, thank God.
Advantage.
Gnome cunning. Wisdom
Oh,
saving throws against me.
damn you, gnomes.
So that is a 17.
It's a save, so you're going to take half damage. On 76.
Probably
Oh,
still
God.
get down.
So that's 4 times 7 is 28.
I'm down.
Half of 28, so that's
Oh,
14.
okay, I'm
We're
not.
still alive.
I'm barely, but
'Cause you take half damage. I think, right?
Right,
Yep.
she saved, so she took half damage.
Yep.
You're still alive.
Okay, cool. You
Oh,
are...
God.
Just,
As you,
wait,
you
I
hear
gotta
these
make
voices whispering in your ear and your head starts to rack with pain, you fight through it. That is the end of his turn. That brings us to Fade. Do something cool. There are now no
okay.
longer shields on half of these things.
Okay.
Actually, more than
concentration
half,
check
but-
is only 10. Because I only
No.
took half of that.
Yes. Concentration check is only 10.
Alright, I got a 10, so we're good.
God.
oh,
I will point out that I have 3 charges on my glove, and I will run into the center of the remaining thrones. I will yell to Arton to ward Willow, ward the gnome, and I will expend my spell, Holy Weapon, which will do 78 radiant damage to all of them.
Fuck yeah.
oh shit.
Who does it hit?
All of them, with everyone within 30 feet of me, and I went right in the middle of them.
Yeah. Your explosion of divine energy seems to pass through the remaining barriers, and all of the corpses stop breathing.
And I look at Christopher. Do you want to count them?
And the remaining 3 golden figures disintegrate. And the Council of One goes, "You worthless, disgusting fools." And he reaches behind and he pulls out this great sword that as it moves and changes, you see the color of the metal changes. Unlike anything you've ever seen, he jumps down from his throne, brings up his sword, and that is where we are going to stop it for tonight. Because we've been going for 3 hours and my brain is shot. So thank you to Exploding Dice for the raid. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of the new followers. I do run D&D games every week here on Wednesdays. Every other week, it's either this campaign or I have another campaign that I run on the off weeks. So feel free to tune in here. Otherwise, if you missed any of this, you want to see the rest of them, it's all on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TrainerJody. And you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at TrainerJody there. Other than that, that is all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.